Hello, it's my Eurovision 2024 National Final Season Update 3. Welcome to Matt Loves Eurovision. Please do click the subscribe button, ring that notification bell, and like, share, and comment below. Now, we are still in the depths or the midst of the National Final Season. We've got a bumper weekend coming up, but we also have the results from the last weekend's national final shows, which there were 3. First up, we had Finland with their national final UMK. The winner there was Windows 95 Man with No Rules. Perhaps a little bit of a surprising result to some, but they got a gargantuan televote, and UMK split their vote 75% towards televote, 25% to the international juries, and despite Windows 95 Man only coming last with the international juries, despite 12 points coming from the UK jury, their televote score was of such magnitude that they had a fairly comfortable win in the end. Latvia was another of our countries that selected the Supernova, their national final, and it was third time lucky for their winner Dons and his song Hollow. He tried to represent Latvia in 2010 and 2014 and was in the nationals and came second both of those times. So finally he's getting to go to Eurovision. He's finally won. And he's a very popular artist in Latvia. His was a fairly expected win. He was the big favourite to win, and he duly did. Finally, we had Italy. Now, Italy was not a national final show. It is the fact that their selection derives from their from their Sanremo, the Italian music festival, which predates Eurovision and is often as a sort of an early sort of template for Eurovision. And we've had the first female winner of Sanremo since 2014. And she, Angelina Mango, with her song La Noia, has said that she does want to go to Eurovision because the winner of Sanremo has first refusal of going to Eurovision, and they don't always take it, which is why the most recent female solo that represented Italy at Eurovision was 2016 rather than 2014, when the winners Stadio decided they would not go to Eurovision, and for the second place, Francesca Michelin went instead. Though interestingly enough, in 2014, yes, there was a female winner of Sanremo, but she, Arisa, did not go to Eurovision. She elected not to go. And you had another female artist, Emma Morone, represented Italy in 2014. She actually won Sanremo in 2012, but she didn't go to Eurovision in 2012. Another female, Nina Zilli, went to Eurovision that year. So this is actually the first year, certainly since Italy returned to the contest in 2011, that there's been a female winner of Sanremo who was also then going to Eurovision on the same year that she won Sanremo. Now that's last weekend's done. On to a bumper weekend for national finals. We have 5 deciding. 1 taking place on Friday, which is Germany. Now they, of course, are one of the big 5, so they have a guaranteed place in the grand final. Germany has the favourite in the German national final is an artist called Rick and his song Oh Boy, but don't necessarily discount the German language Schlager Bop that is in the mix. However, Germany has a 50-50 breakdown in terms of international jury and televote, so it kind of tempers these extreme televote, ones that might suck up a lot of the televote points, balance with the jury ones. So I think Oh Boy is probably the song that is likely to win for Germany, but don't rule out a surprise. Then we move to Saturday, where we have 4 national finals. We've also got 2 kind of semi-finals heats taking place of other ones, but we're just going to focus on the national finals in this video. We have Moldova. Now they have got a former Eurovision contestant in the final in the list of artists, Natalia Barbu, who represented Moldova in 2007, and she came 10th in the contest, which is a very good result for Moldova. She is actually the favourite to win that contest, but if she doesn't end up winning, I think we are still likely to see a female solo artist coming for Moldova this year. Most of the artists in Moldova's final are female solo artists, so that's what we would expect. And we have Denmark with DMGP, which has been running a very, very long time. They've got a former Eurovision contestant also in the selection, the lineup of artists, Basim, who represented Denmark in 2014 with Cliché Love Song, finished top 10. That was because when Denmark was hosted, the last time they hosted. However, he is not the favourite. It comes with a female solo artist. Saba is the favourite to win. And her song was co-written by a co-writer of the Mamas Move, which was the winning song for Sweden's Melfest in 2020. But of course, the Mamas sadly never got to go to Eurovision as artists in their own right because of the cancellation during the pandemic. And then we've got the two remaining Baltic countries we'll be selecting. Estonia first up with Estelal. They've already had two semi-finals. They had a former Eurovision contestant in one of their semi-finals, Laura Poldvera. She has been to Eurovision a couple of times. However, she did not get through to the final stage. It seems fairly certain that this will be a male vocalist winning Estonia, Estelal, either as a solo or as a group. Most of the artists, there's a lot of male artists in this mix. And the two favourites are, well, one who's the slightly lesser favourite, Ollie. He is a male solo, but very rocky, very heavy rock. The other is a kind of it's two groups melded, working together. One is a hip hop rap group, and the other is a new folk band. They'll be singing in Estonian. They are the big favourites to win Estonia, but we'll have to wait and see who does win out. And then finally we have Lithuania. They've had 5 heats and now through to now have their final. They too have a former Eurovision contestant amongst their lineup, which is the Roop. Now, the Roop have represented Lithuania before. They were the representatives in 2021, where they finished in the top 10. It was actually Lithuania's second best result ever. They would also have been the representatives for Lithuania in 2020, and it's largely a view sort of considered, and certainly I agree with this, that they would have been one of the 2 or 3 hot favourites to win in 2020 had the contest not been cancelled. They are slight second favourites in this amongst sort of the odds at the moment. Sylvester Belt is the artist that actually is the favourite, although it's not a huge favourite. There's not a big gap between them and the group in terms of who it might be. They're singing, or he's singing, a Lithuanian language song, Luktelk. Lithuania can be quite hard to call, as is some other songs, some other national finals that structure their finals this way, where they have 50-50 between public vote and televote. However, they convert their votes into the kind of 1 to 12 style of kind of Eurovision voting, rather than kind of a proportional type of votes, which means that a song can do extremely well in the televote. Like the number 1 song can get 3 or 4 times the number of votes that the second place song will get in the televote, but there's only a 2-point difference that they get. And so if they get hammered in the jury, that does not necessarily mean that they will win. So it makes for a slightly more unpredictable result. And national finals tend to be much more unpredictable. They're far more unpredictable than the main contest, and when it comes to who will win. But I will be back next week to kind of give you an update of how things went. We'll also have got one internal selection releasing their song in the coming few days. On the 20th of February, we shall have Belgium's entry releasing their song. So the artist was announced quite a long time ago, but they will be releasing their song on Monday, so we'll have that as well. But I will be back next week to give you an update of kind of what's coming up and any other news that we have. But for now, take care, and we'll see you the other side.